Yeah, what's up, man? I appreciate y'all for checking into the G Spot podcast tonight. It's just me in the building tonight. I ain't gonna hold y'all long like they say in church. I know y'all hungry. And to I know it's Thursday nights. If you ain't doing that tonight, make sure y'all check out Poetry Nights at Casting Flights downtown Pensacola. Or you can check out my boy Trey over at the Apollo for R&B nights. Make sure y'all check them out, man. We got some entertainment in the city tonight on Thursday night. Like I said, I won't keep y'all long. I just want to highlight y'all about a couple things. First of all, man, this past week, hopefully all y'all had a beautiful and blessed week. Make sure, like I always tell y'all to do, y'all drop y'all positivity. What's up, Zay? Shout out to Zay, man, the things that you do in our community. Shout out to the man that's doing influential and positive things in our communities. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I hope y'all can. First and foremost, man, praise God for my blessings flow. Shout out to everybody that's checking in with us tonight. And like I said before, I ain't gonna be keeping y'all too long tonight. First, I hope everybody had a beautiful and blessed week. Pray for Mississippi. I don't know if y'all saw the news. Jackson, Mississippi has run out of clean water. The water has been contaminated. A lot of people in the city, a lot of the citizens have been complaining about people getting sick off the water. It's pretty funny that it's always stuff like that is always happening in predominantly black cities. And it's I ain't gonna say it's starting to, but it's more confirming that it's not happening by coincidence. So make sure, man, if y'all can do anything to help when it comes to donating water, because from what I'm hearing, they recently ran out of water. Donating water, man, and your prayers is definitely needed for Jackson, Mississippi. And shout out to my friends that are, because I do have friends from Jackson, Mississippi, man. I hope y'all family doing okay. Um, Today, though, man, first off, I was trying to get the video up here. It will not let me get the video up here. Maybe it just didn't want me to talk about her. But did y'all see the Stacey Dash video with her saying that um, her crying after the year anniversary of DMX's death because she didn't know DMX had transitioned. Um, and I use that word. I hate the word. I hate the word dead. Dead means end. Okay, we're gonna get into a little bit of that anyways in a little bit. But I really think that she just got on there just shows how white she is because I don't know if y'all paid attention to her skin, but that was crazy. Um, I want to add too, man, to the events that went on this past weekend. First of all, shout out to Real Radio, um, where I'm at right now. Shout out to our team. Also, shout out to, hold on, y'all. I know I'm short, but damn. Shout out to Real Radio and our team for the Black Beauty Expo this week, man. It was a phenomenal event. Shout out to Gregory Thornhill for having the Met Gala with and the theme was Bridgerton. Now, I know many people who look like us don't know what Bridgerton is, but Bridgerton is definitely, especially if you're older, if you're into history, Bridgerton would be a good series to watch because there were people who looked like us who were a part of the Regency Victorian era. And those were two different type of eras too. Okay, Regency came before the Victorian era. But there were free blacks, and so there were blacks who participated in events who dressed what the old people say to the nines. Shout out to Greg, man, to the events, and may God bless you with that. Shout out to everybody else who got stuff going on this week. First off, if you ever want to be a guest on the G-Spot Podcast, make sure you hit up my email at gspotpodcast67@yahoo.com. Also, you can hit me up on all of my social medias, YouTube, Twitter, and Real Radio. I'm always here. First, man, I want to say this to somebody. What I want to get in tonight. Um, make sure, man. You know how they try to make it seem like it's bad to quit. Sometimes it is. Sometimes that's the most important thing that you can do is quit. We have to learn when to quit situations that is holding us down, making us confused, causing confusion in our lives, and stop using love as an excuse. A lot of times our own family force us to always be like, take disrespect and be like, well, that's your brother or that's your daddy, that's your mama. But the love and confusion do not live in the same house. So sometimes you have to know when to quit. You have to know when to quit trying. You have to know when to quit giving your energy to situations that aren't flourishing. And you have to know when to really, a lot of people now talk about self love. Self love not it does not only consist of what you do for yourself, but it is what you let other people do to you. So, man, it's quitting time. We have to learn to when to quit. And this is, I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself. When it's time to quit, when it comes to distractions we got going on in our lives. A lot of times we indulge and we dib and dab in a lot of things that has caused a lot of confusion in our lives, and we got to know when to just let it down because it's going to get worse and worse each time. Um, and I pray for people who's having a hard time quitting a lot of stuff for a long time. And it was a lot of the people that I had issues quitting. It was things, especially when it came to alcohol. Like that was my thing. I like to drink, and that's different. Now, I didn't get drunk all the time, but I did like to drink. I probably had me a drink every single day after work. But I had to learn when to quit because then I had to look at the stuff and I had to look at my family history and the things around me and the people around me to understand that everything is good now. They say when you turn 40, I got 9 more years till I get there. They say when you turn 40, you check into like, come on, I don't want to be because I was drinking. You just got to know when to quit. And sometimes people can't go cold turkey, man, but you got to slow it down. If if you have a drink every day, cut it down to at least 2 or 3 drinks a week. I mean, and you got to know when to quit, man. You have to know when to be more serious about who we are and be more serious about loving ourselves and take control of our lives over again, man. Because for a lot of people, we are so in tuned into what society thinks and how society wants us to feel until we base our happiness off what society feels. And we got to get over that. We have to, man, be happy. Be happy in your godliest form. When you say your prayers, you ask that God give you whatever he needs to give you to be more like God. And in saying that too, we have to accept that sometimes people's image of God, and when we try to look for it in other people, it might not be the same thing that we see within ourselves. And that doesn't mean it's wrong, but instead of condemning the person, we have to learn how to pray for people and to try to understand people. When you try to understand people, that's one thing about me. I don't turn nobody away because I try to understand everybody. I don't give a damn if you worship the devil. Tell me and help me understand what made you decide that because we all come from different paths that determines our future. And so, man, we let's learn how to be understanding, especially people in our community, the Black community. We had a men's panel that I spoke on this weekend at the Black Beauty Expo. Shout out to the brothers that was there. And most importantly, man, that was my first time ever sitting and talking to anyone from that follow the Nation of Islam. Shout out to Minister Taurus X. Um, Man, brother was speaking some really good stuff. It's time for us to, especially as men, and it's just Black people period, start putting more into our communities. A lot of stuff we see on the internet now, social media now, is a lot, especially in our city, man. We've been seeing everybody going off about this football, kids and sports, gambling on kids. But why are y'all making y'all kids feel like playing sports is the only option in the Black community? Let your kids play instruments, man. Let your kids get into. We need more people that's into agriculture. We need more people that's into trades when it comes to being mechanics. We need more people that's into working with their hands more, whether you male or female, man. Because if you can see now, time is getting real crazy, and it's gonna come a time we gonna have to know how to do this stuff. And looking at the younger generation, they're going to shit right now. And so we just have to continue to pray for them, man. But we have to go into it again with quitting bad habits, not only for ourselves, but how does it look like? How could it affect our communities? What could we do better to improve our communities within our lives? And sometimes when we get into that, man, we get into wrap up to feeling like we have to tell everybody what we're doing or how we move. You ain't got to do all that, man. Your walk and your works will prove who you are. You ain't got to tell nobody nothing. Your walks and your work will prove exactly who you are, man. And I tell people all the time, man, continue to love yourself, invest into yourself. People hit me up all the time about starting a podcast. Let me tell you this, y'all. This is something that I've been wanting to do for years. I've been wanting to do this for years. I finally got the push to do it last year. And I thank God for that, especially how everything rolled out for me. I thank God for that. But even with that, man, even to this day, I have anxiety issues, and I'll be like, man, do I really want to go in here and talk? And I feel like I need to do. I know I have a purpose, and I know if only one person listens to what I'm saying and then taking and utilizing what I say isn't in vain. And that's what we got to do, man. We got to stop giving up on each other when it comes to that, and start investing more into one another, especially black men. We got to start getting along more, man, because they talking about us like dogs on social media now. They talking about us like dogs. So it's time for black men to come together. We start having black men meetings together, man, black men expos, so we can understand and get to the bottom of what's going on in our communities. Because it's time to quit a lot of stuff that we allow to continue to go on and stuff letting our children feel like we have to go into the streets. One thing I do know a lot of times is with us is we adopt other people's issues that have nothing to do with us. And America has showed us over and over and over again how they really feel about Black Americans, Black Native Americans. So that's a video that I will post on my podcast page soon. I want y'all to really look at, even when it comes to your heritage and where you're from. But it's very, very important. A lot of people don't think it's important to know where you're from, but it's very important when you can talk to somebody of a different ethnicity and they can tell you who their grandparents were from the 1600s, and we can't tell you who our great grandmama was, who was born in the early 1900s, late 1800s. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important, and it's even more important when you realize that my family didn't just come from slaves. And to be honest, a lot of people's families didn't endure slavery at all. And a lot of people's families weren't from Africa. A lot of people's families were originally from the Americas. They were Black Native Americans here before the whole thing with slavery came to be. So definitely, man, get into it, find out who you are. And when you find out who you are, it'll make you a stronger individual. One thing I know, especially when it comes to this community, as far as locally, we lack culture. And everybody just want to listen to rap music and go to clubs. You get on Snapchat, I be on Snapchat, man, sometimes and I be looking. I remember back in the day when I used to be on Snapchat in the club. And I go look down, I'm like, I was really doing this shit. Then in the club, in a local city, getting drunk and watching people booty shake. I just don't see nothing fun about that right now. So I had to quit. I had to quit going out like that. I had to quit going to clubs. I had to start. And people, even to this day, tell me that I'm funny acting. Oh, you booze, you act this. But listen, you have to put yourself in places where you want to be. If you up in the club all the time, where you gonna end up at when you 20 years from now? You're still gonna be in the club. Just a different club, maybe, but you're still gonna be in the club. So that's why for me, I had to realize, man, I had to quit going out like that. I had to realize, like, this is where you picture your life going, then you have to hang with people who are already there where you're trying to go. So I challenge you to test yourself, man. Set up some type of goal. Challenge yourself to be more consistent with your goals. Like I said, I'm talking to me with this too. I understand that it get hard with trying to balance life. A lot of people have children, trying to balance your children. And at the same time, for a lot of people, let's be real, you just want to live life compared to how everybody else lives life. But you got to snap back, man, because COVID should have taught us something when it comes to this. COVID should have taught us we ain't got much time. And we see it now, man. I'll never forget when I was In high school, my dad told me right before I graduated, you got to be 18. He said, you gonna blink your eyes and you're gonna be 30. Well, I played in my 20s. I played when I turned 29. I had this epiphany, like something came over me. I went through like this crazy depression, and I had a conversation. And I've said this story before. And I had a conversation with my dad, and my dad told me, "Until you do what God wants you to do, you ain't gonna never sleep." And that's what I had to do, man. I had to start pushing what was in me, and I pray about it. I don't let people necessarily bother me anymore with the things that they try to come at me with. I pray, every night when I do pray, I ask God to put more of you in me and let me be able to show it to somebody else. And so that's why I do walk around, and some people might think, oh, you're a little bougie feeling yourself. I am feeling myself because I'm realizing the God in me. Once you start realizing, you'll be feeling yourself too. But with that comes humbleness. Not saying that I have to downplay myself, but at the same time, I know there's a time and a place where I have to portray certain type of energies. You get what I'm saying? So definitely, man, you pray, man, ask God to reveal Himself to you, reveal the truth. And I'm not saying I always tell people all the time. I don't say I know it all. Anything that I encounter, anything I read, I'm a reader. I get that from my dad too. And I don't just go to one source. So, and that's another thing too, man. Black people, we gotta start reading. Like, start reading books. And this is, I hate to do this to y'all again. I do this to y'all a lot. But when it comes to people in the church, it just blows me that y'all only read one book and y'all think that it is okay. And this is the word, and this is just what it is. Especially a book that was translated in English when English wasn't even the native tongue of even the Bible. But we definitely got to get into it, man. We got to get into taking over our communities again and start and learn when to quit. Learn when to quit the distractions that's going to hold us back. I appreciate y'all once again, everybody that check in with us. Um, Shout out to Mr. McIntyre. Definitely got to get with you soon, bro. Shout out to Xavier. Shout out to Ken. Again, Ken, man, I'm praying for y'all family over there in Mississippi. Um, and make sure y'all always, man, share the page, like the page, tell your mama, them, your cousin, them, your sister, them. We always gonna be in the house. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Make sure y'all check me out next week, next Thursday, same time, same place. I got my sister Sashay gonna be in the building. She has a new and upcoming uh, podcast out, and she basically teaches women about self-love. I don't know if many of y'all know Shantoria Bars, but she goes by spiritual name, which is Sashay. And she'll be in the studio with me next week. Beautiful woman. I'm pretty sure that she's gonna bring more beautiful women with us. So y'all definitely want to watch and see what the women got to say about her podcast about self-love. And shout out to all the women who are tapping into that inner spirituality, their inner sexiness. I just posted a video on social media about the whole twerking thing and feminism. So shout out to y'all women, man, that's really doing y'all thing. Um, and I appreciate y'all for checking in. Like I told y'all before, I wasn't gonna hold y'all long. I'm gonna hold y'all long tonight. It's just mental check in. We can give y'all a little inspiration going through the week. Learn how to say quit, being okay. Learn how to quit, be okay, and learn how to say no. You know what I'm saying? With it, learn how to say no. It is okay to say no. That's one thing I have to keep telling myself. I have ended up in a lot of crazy situations with trying to help everybody else out when I need to help my damn self. Learn how to say no. It's okay to say no. Don't be ashamed of saying no. Sometimes you don't have it. That don't mean you don't have it, but you might not have it to give, and it's okay to not give because how you gonna help somebody? You ain't got nothing. Now you can't help yourself. You don't know who to go to because you can hate everybody else your last. So we definitely got to tap into that, man. We got to do better with that and uh, being more continuous with my prayers and with our projects, man. It's something for everybody to do out here, nobody who's doing it. And with that, stop telling everybody, I see your little podcast, I see your little business, but it's more than what you're doing. So, and don't let nobody else call your shit little. Okay. So, man, as always, I love y'all. Y'all have a safe night. Y'all be safe out here tonight. Once again, if y'all hanging out in the area tonight, make sure y'all check out my boy Trey at R&B Thursdays. Or if y'all doing anything else, make sure y'all check out my cuz at doing poetry down at Caskin Flights down here in Pensacola, Florida. Y'all be safe. Now, make sure, if y'all haven't already, download the RWR Live 365 app where you can listen to music in this show every Thursday night. But the music is just like any other music app. We got music playing 24 hours a day, and you'll catch a few shows here and there. Like I said, again, that's the RWR Live 365 app. And we got some big things coming on in the city, man. Shout out to Mobile, Alabama. Shout out to Texas. I love y'all, and y'all be safe.